up, everybody? It's your boy Will from the Fight Gods podcast. I'm here with cousin Nico, Ben the Stash. We are live. It is Wednesday night. We are almost on time, and we are chilling. What's going on, fellas? Nico, how's your day going, bro?
Cool and cool. We late once again on behalf of me. It's me rolling through fashion late as always.
Oh, good. We're almost on time.
Almost. Better late than never. But yeah, man, I'm chilling today. Just kicked it at the crib with the boy, ready to talk some of that combat sports talk, baby. As always, how you doing tonight, Ben?
I'm doing very good. I'm excited for the big, like I said the other night, there was no fights on last weekend, really. I mean, there was that Triller shit, but this weekend we got a big title fight for Bellator, and we got a big fight for the UFC, so I'm ready for it.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, look, I saw do you guys ever check out what's it called? Kayfabe.com or something like that? The satire wrestling website. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh hell yeah. Kayfabe news.
Yeah. So they said as a cost-cutting measure, WWE is gonna switch to a 3-sided ring going into the new year, so they only have to pay 3/4 of the price for rings.
Chill out.
I thought that shit was hilarious. They also said that this year's Royal Rumble is only going to have 23 people in it due to all the cuts. They don't have enough to fill out the whole field. I thought that shit was kind of funny too. But Nico, I gotta ask you, man. I saw your status, bro. Everybody's saying that True Story is like the best thing out right now. You said it was all right. What's up, man?
Oh, shit was good, man. Honestly, that's the reason I'm late tonight.
That's what's up.
I went through that whole season today. It was really
Okay.
fucking good, man.
All
It's
right.
good to see Kevin step out of that like comedic role and play something a little more serious and dark, and it's
Yeah.
pretty dope, man.
I saw like a lot of people saying that that's like his best actual acting role
Mm-hmm.
that he's ever done. Which
100%.
I thought he was really good in that one movie with Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
I went to school with his niece.
Oh,
Yeah, but what is that?
It's
The
called, like,
Upside?
the Upside,
Yeah,
exactly.
that was solid. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, yeah, this is even better for sure.
Stop. I just started. Yeah, but yeah, you're right about that, man. I heard also Wesley Snipes is really good in it, and he had to tell people, look, I'm a dramatic actor. Just because I did a lot of like action movies, I still can act. Don't ever like underestimate me. Apparently, he was saying something along those lines in like an interview recently.
They were great together. They were great together. Yeah,
that's what's up. I kind of know the premise
it.
of this. I know the premise of the show. You could totally see Wesley Snipes being like that kind of like sleazy older brother.
Yes.
And I saw the preview, so I'm not giving anything away by saying that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it looks pretty good, man. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Ben, have you seen anything about that?
No, I'm not sure what you're talking about actually.
Oh, it's called True Story. It's a new series on Netflix. Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty good. So, yeah, I want to check that out. Nico is saying it's pretty good. Like I said,
I just couldn't stop watching, man. Like from the first episode, I was locked, bro.
That's what's up. Yeah, I saw your status. You said it was all right. I was like, oh, I thought maybe you didn't think it was that good, man. But
no, that was like that's all right.
Yeah,
like, it was a good one. That's good
cool,
for sure.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. So yeah, what was the other thing I was gonna ask you about? Nico, I meant to ask you, man. I know it's kind of a silly show, but do you ever watch The Neighborhood?
I haven't. No, was that
watched
Cedric the Entertainer?
Yes, that show is hilarious. I mean, it's kind of like silly, whatever, but it's like really a good throwback, man, to like the sitcoms we used to watch when we were kids. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like that I don't know, man. It's like that, I guess, like Wayans Brothers type of humor, the Steve Harvey Show, that kind of stuff, which there's not a lot of shows that are decent like that now. So I kind of like this show. And Pam is his wife, Pam from Martin. That's his wife in the show. And I think she's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Like one of the funniest women, like She could like captivate the screen with some comedy, man. I miss shows like Martin, man. That was
for
my
sure.
show right there. And even though Nico made fun of me about it a while back, like hanging with Mr. Cooper, I used to
I was
like
just
that show
about to say that, dude. Hanging with
Wait,
Mr.
what do you
Cooper was
I
like
made
the
fun of
shit.
you?
You did like because we were talking about we had I think we had Jay and Brandon on, and we were talking about TGIF for some reason,
Mhm.
and we're like, what our favorite shows are. And right, I was like, hanging with Mr. Cooper. I knew you were gonna say that, man. I don't know why. I just knew you like that show. Like, I don't
Nah, because I don't think that was making fun of you. That's just a show that rings in my head.
Yeah,
From that time period. Like I love that theme song.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. You know what show gets stuck in my head if I ever see like reruns is the Sister theme song.
Yeah.
Will get in your head and you're like,
and you can hear the instrumental.
Yeah,
that's me with that show Smart Guy with.
Yeah,
do you remember that show?
Oh yes.
Every fucking time.
That's hilarious, man. All those old shows used to have way better songs than they do.
Facts.
But even the neighborhood song is kind of catchy like that style. So, but yeah, man, I'm a fan. But speaking of music, did you see what Ben sent us in the group chat that Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, released a hip hop CD last night?
Nah, I didn't see that.
Bro, you're gonna have to watch. You're gonna have to check it out on YouTube, man. It's definitely interesting. I could say that, man. And it wasn't terrible. The only thing that I didn't like, Ben, and I listened to almost the whole thing because I was driving home when you sent it, is he didn't really have any hooks. He would just get on a beat and just start rapping for like the entire beat, and then it'd be over.
That's kind of the new wave right now, though.
Yeah, I mean, it just was weird. I don't know. It's just weird to me that there was like no like actual like planned out songs. It was just straight up verses. But,
when you get the time, Nico, check it out, dude.
I bet.
Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, Nico, I did see today, and I know it was like a little while back. Ben, you probably know about this too. When what's his name? Whatever his name is, Will Ferrell and his writer. You know how they kind of like had like a public like breakup. Is it Adam McKay or something like that? Whoever's his main writer. Let's see. But they were telling about like why they actually had the falling out, and yeah, it's Adam McKay. So about 2 years ago when they did have the fallout, and this just came like public knowledge today. The reason they had their like little spat or whatever is because Adam McKay was developing this show about the Los Angeles Lakers back in like the 70s, and he had written a part and he hired Michael Shannon to play like the head coach of the Lakers. And Michael Shannon pulled out of the show, and Will Ferrell was like, I'd really like that part. And they were boys, they worked on everything together, Step Brothers, everything, like Wedding Crashers, I think, all that kind of stuff. And the dude was like, yeah, okay, cool, man. And then he went behind his back and hired John C. Reilly to be the star of the show instead of him, and didn't tell him. So John C. Reilly calls him like randomly, is talking about it, and like Will Ferrell was like, what? But like, him and John C. Reilly, they're boys, they didn't have any problems. So Will Ferrell basically was like, man, fuck this dude. And like Adam McKay was the one who told the story. He's like, I really handled it incorrectly. What's up?
John C. Reilly's like the furthest thing away from Michael Shannon that you could fucking possibly get.
I think that they just wanted somebody tall with the brown hair. I don't know. That's the only thing I could see in common with those three. I mean, I don't know what else is in, similar between them.
Michael Shannon's just like not that sort of actor. You know what I mean? Not on the same wavelength those two are on anyway.
Actually, I'm going to say this, Ben. Back in the day, John C. Reilly was a serious actor. He didn't do any comedy. I'm going to tell you what movie you should watch. If you ever get a chance, watch The Perfect Storm.
Oh, based in my home state, bro. I've seen that movie 100 times.
He was kind of an asshole, and he was not funny in the least. Remember, he gets into it with the William Fichtner's character, And
No, I know that, but
you're
like
right,
today, you don't think of that
yeah,
guy as like
not at
being
all.
in a serious head coaching of a legendary basketball team role. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. You're right.
Plus, Michael Shannon always plays a weirdo, but I mean, so I guess he doesn't really fit the bill either. But
Got you. Okay, you know what? He's not the coach. He's actually the owner. He plays Jerry Buss.
oh,
Um, and I don't even know who Jason Clark is, but he plays Jerry West. But yeah, so I don't
that'll
know,
probably
man.
be a decent little watch if at
Yeah,
least if you're into basketball history in it at all.
yeah, man. I think so. It like I said, it's an HBO show and it's supposed to come out sometime next year.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty cool. I hate that Will Ferrell and him kind of had their falling out because they did some great movies together. They also did the Sherlock Holmes movie, so I mean,
Oh,
it can't all be good.
What else
I
was
never
John C.
saw that, but
Reilly
I heard horrible things.
Yeah. What'd you say, Nico?
I said, what else was John C. Reilly in that was metal? Was he in Boogie Nights?
Let me see, man. He may have been. That actually sounds familiar. Let's see. Yeah, John C. Reilly's had an interesting career if you ever look him up. Man, I tried to watch his movie the other day, that Walk Hard movie. And
Mm-hmm.
I love
it's
that movie,
kind of
bro.
funny. It's kind
I
of funny,
love
but
that.
it is not aged very well to me.
It's so, I feel like it gets long, but it is funny.
It
The
is kind
part
of
where
long.
he finds them smoking weed, and he's like, "You don't want none of this,
Yeah,
do we?"
he's like, I think I do.
He's like, "Can I get addicted to it? It's not habit
It's
forming."
non-habit forming.
Yes, he was in Boogie Nights.
It makes sex better. Oh, he was? Oh, man.
It's the cheapest drug there is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Nico, you know what movie he's in?
What's
That
that?
I gotta find this. I gotta find this scene, bro. He's in Steven Seagal, Above the Law. He's in the bar scene.
Oh, yeah?
I'm like, get the fuck out of here! I just saw that on his IMDb. I'm looking at it. He's in some pretty good old movies. The River Wild, that was kind of a hit back in the day. Let's see, what else is he in? Um, let's see, The Thin Red Line. I've definitely heard of that.
Gangs in New York.
That's right. He was in
Yep,
Never Been
yep.
Kissed, Gangs of New York. Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of serious stuff. Yeah, like I said, The Perfect Storm. Let's see. Oh, he's in Chicago. I don't know, man. I mean, but lately, exactly, you just think of him as like the funniest dude on the screen usually when he's there. But Nico, I want you to know, man, this is gonna be a serious episode right here. It's gonna be a good episode. Oh, somebody made a comment. Let's see. What's good, boys? The doctor is in the building. What's up, Yared? How you doing, man?
All right, in
He's
the
back.
building.
Hey, Nico, I just want you to know one thing, man. Why this is gonna be a good episode? Because I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew, motherfucker.
Nah, man, where
I'm,
your coke at?
if we get into it, bro, I'm gonna be on your back like a spider monkey, man.
Yo, chill out. I'll throw all your war medals off a bridge. Take
Man,
all your county medals.
I had to tell my teacher today she had a lumpy butt, man. Had to let her know.
I'm still wearing pee pants right now.
Yes.
These boys are
These
terrible.
are bad kids.
Shut up, Chip. Oh, that's some funny shit, man. Classic, bro. Classic. I hate that they never did make the sequel to Wedding Crashers, the Funeral Crashers movie they talked about, that he was going to be the star of, Will Ferrell. I think that shit would have been really funny, but unfortunately they didn't do it. But hey, look, you guys remember when Will Ferrell was in jail in Starsky and Hutch, and like they go there to ask him the questions, and he's like, "I want you to pose like a dragon."
Yes,
The
yes.
woman answer, he's like, "All right, I know this is gonna get weird, but double dragons." Like, that shit's hilarious, man. Will Ferrell's the man, bro. He's had a legendary career. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys, talk a little bit about it. But anyway, let's get into these fights, man. Ben, what is it? Friday is Bellator? Yeah. Now, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know all of the main card for Bellator as far as like I don't know all the guys that are fighting. I'm good with the UFC, but if you would like to talk about some of the things to look for on Bellator, what is it? 277? Is that what it is?
I
Let's
believe so.
272, I think, actually. Yeah, Pettis versus Horiguchi. And I know that fight, obviously, two real good fighters. And I know the co-main event, Jeremy Kennedy versus Emmanuel Sanchez. I love Emmanuel Sanchez. And we talked about Spike Carlisle versus Dan Moray, but like I said, the rest of the fighters I'm not real familiar with. But if you want to, yeah, hey, there you go. Divorce crashers, make it happen. It could be good, man. But yeah, if you want to give us a little rundown of Bellator, that'd be cool, man.
So if you look at we'll start with the main event. Sergio Pettis is defending the bantamweight belt against Kyoji Horiguchi. The big selling point on this fight is that Horiguchi never officially lost the Bellator title. He tore, I believe it was his ACL or his MCL, and had to vacate the belt. So Pettis himself actually, like this week, recognized that he's not really champion until he wins this fight. Pettis, of course, has been, I think he's won 3 in a row since coming to Bellator. He's just putting his combinations together better on the feet than his brother is, or did, I guess. This fight, though, I feel like, I mean, while Sergio is a great fighter, Horiguchi's a more complete fighter. I think this is Horiguchi's fight to lose. He came back and he had lost one fight in Risen where he lost the bantamweight title over there, and then his first fight back he beat that guy.
Yeah.
As soon as he came back from rehabbing his injury, he defended his loss, and I see him coming back and taking the belt back here. Sergio's good, he looks great, but Horiguchi's just a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think Horiguchi's going to win, and I hope Horiguchi wins because I always wanted to see him and Juan Archuleta fight. They never fought, right? Those two never got at it, and bro, that's a hell of a fight right there. I like that fight better than I like the Pettis fight, but Pettis beat him, and took the title that Horiguchi had lost. Who was it that Archuleta beat in that to take that title? Because it was when it was vacated, right?
Yeah.
Archuleta, yeah.
Was it Darian Caldwell? I know that's who. Darian Caldwell is who Horiguchi beat in the first place to.
It was
get
it was Patchy Mix. There you go.
Oh, it was Patchy.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'll tell you what. Juan Archuleta is one of my favorite fighters, honestly. Especially one of my favorite fighters that's not signed to the UFC. That dude is just a fucking animal. I hated that he lost to Pettis, but yeah, I would love to see him come back and fight Horiguchi because that was the fight that everybody wanted to see. And then yeah, he ended up losing the title to Pettis, so it kind of fucked up those plans. I think that was Scott Coker's plan for sure. So yeah, hopefully we could see those two get it on in the future. Nico, you have any thoughts about this fight, Pettis versus Horiguchi?
The only thought that I really have on it is more geared towards Rob Font having a win over Sergio Pettis and him now being the champion over at Bellator. That's about
it. Okay.
I mean, like I just find that to be a little interesting.
Right.
But I'm not really probably gonna tune in for that. Not really that interested in the card, if I'm being honest. I'm gonna be tuned in for UFC on that night and probably the Haney fight.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's boxing this weekend too.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
All right,
we'll talk about the boxing a little later.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. But yeah, so go on, Ben. You're going to talk about the co-main event, another fighter that I really like.
Manuel Sanchez is taking on Jeremy Kennedy. Jeremy Kennedy is the next UFC guy. He's basically, at least in the UFC, he's most famous for losing to Alexander Volkanovski.
Mm-hmm.
He has a couple wins in PFL over like ex-UFC fighter Steven Siler. But he's a tough out. He's a good fighter. He's one of those guys that they can gauge where your trajectory is going in the cage by how you fight against him.
Right.
Emmanuel Sanchez is a maniac. We've all seen him fight before. We know exactly what he's bringing to the cage, and I think that this is a real good bounce back fight for Emmanuel Sanchez.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, I think Kennedy's a tough guy. He's a tough out for anybody, but I think Sanchez just is better than him across the board. I think he's been in there with better competition, or consistently better competition.
Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense. Yeah, man. The thing about Emmanuel Sanchez is that dude has heart, man. He's got fucking heart. Look, even in the fight that he lost to Pitbull, he lost to Pitbull twice, right? Bro, he showed a lot of heart, man. He got finished in the second one, I think it was.
yeah.
But bro, like, I mean, no matter what fight he's in that fight. I mean, you know, he got finished, like I said, in the second one. The first one was one of the best fights in Bellator I think I've ever seen. He lost the unanimous decision, but man, it was just like
It was close.
Yeah, you couldn't put him away. Only time he's ever been finished was against Pitbull in the second fight. I think he got caught and then he got choked out. But yeah. I think that'll be a pretty good fight. I definitely agree. Emmanuel Sanchez will win that fight. I want to watch it. Yeah, I'd definitely tune in for at least the co-main and main event. But what else? What else are you looking at on there?
You got Josh Hill, who's fighting Jared Scoggins. Jared Scoggins is another UFC guy. Yep. He fought at 125 when flyweight was kind of at its best. Or not maybe its best, but at its deepest when they had the most competition there.
Yeah.
He's fighting against Josh Hill. The only reason I know Josh Hill is because he's been beaten twice by Justin Gaethje. I mean, not Justin Gaethje, Marlon Moraes.
Gotcha.
When PFL was World Series of Fighting, that's the only reason I know that guy. Is he fought for the title twice and lost both times.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hey,
that's a toss-away fight. I mean, it's a coin flip.
I don't think this is the same Scoggins that was in the UFC. I think it was another guy. I thought it was that dude too, but this dude is 10-1, and it looks like he's never even fought on anything as big as Bellator before. He's only fought on like this USFF.
Oh, that's Justin Scoggins. This guy's Jared Scoggins.
You're right. That's exactly why I thought that too. Okay. Yeah, this dude, I mean, he looks decent. He's got a lot of decision wins though. Couple knockouts. But yeah, I thought it was the same dude too, Ben. So I was just looking up his record. I wanted to see who he had lost to in the UFC. But maybe it's his brother. The psycho Jared Scoggins. But yeah, and I know we were talking off the air about what was it? Oh yeah. Dan
some
Ray,
more UFC guys. Dan Ray, Spike Carlisle, Kai Kamaka's on there.
Yeah.
There's some decent fights hidden in there on the prelims. I mean, it's a Friday night, so there's not really much else going on for sports, so I'll probably check it out. But
Right. You know, the funny thing about Bellator, and it does.
You said Bellator is on Friday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were going head up.
Nah, but
no, they've been taking over the Friday slot because people are like, well, there's nothing else on. I might as well watch this.
Yeah.
What time is it gonna be on?
Tim Card, we'll be talking about Aldo here in a few minutes, bro.
Don't you worry.
What time is it on?
Probably 10 o'clock.
Yeah, probably 10 on Showtime.
SmackDown. So after SmackDown. All right, bet.
Yeah, it should be.
All right, I'll tune in.
Yeah.
The main card's only, I think, 4 fights, so it won't take long.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, and like I said, it should be on Showtime. Hey, you see what Tim Card said? Are we all on Aldo?
I am, baby.
About that in a few minutes, man.
I am Tim Card.
We're gonna get there in a few minutes. Nico's over here, jumping on bandwagons and shit, man.
That's a perfect segue to the next topic, though. We might as well go right into it.
Hey, let's go.
Bandwagon.
The Aldo bandwagon.
What the fuck?
You know he's done, man. Dude is
I'm
done.
not on no fucking bandwagon, though. That's been my guy forever.
Forever. I know. You're right.
All right.
Except except when he fought McGregor, because I don't think anybody
That
claimed
was
him
my
as their
guy
guy.
then too. I did too. Yes,
When
I
he lost
did.
in 5 seconds, nobody could claim him as their guy
I
anymore.
claimed him. I claimed him
So,
still, and I wanted to re-up, and I still said McGregor ran from it.
when you lose in 5 seconds, it like wipes the slate clean. Anybody
Nah,
who
that's
had you as their
bullshit.
guy is
That's
gone at that
bullshit.
point.
No,
You got to
hell
start
no. I
over.
still roll with my guy, and it's bullshit that they didn't give him that re-up. That was disrespect. That man was a legend on one of the greatest tears the UFC had ever seen in their lifetimes. When it came to a martial artist, and did not give him the nod for a rematch was such a slap in the fucking face.
They were. Tim, I know what you're saying, man, but actually Aldo and Connor have been very complimentary of each other on social media the last couple months.
Because that was probably both of their first big payday.
Oh, yeah, definitely. He's saying he just wants to see if Connor tweets if Aldo loses. I don't think he'll say anything too disrespectful to Aldo.
He'd be very respectful.
They both have, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like for the first time in a long time, because
100%.
for a while, I think they wanted to kill each other, man. I mean, I think their beef was as high as it gets for Connor, besides Khabib. I think that those two really had a lot of animosity for each other. I don't believe the Dustin Poirier animosity. I feel like it's kind of like it's I don't even know. It's like canned animosity. What's that?
It's like manufactured.
Yeah, exactly. And now they might not like each other at this point, but I feel like Connor taking Jose's title when they were at the press conference, I think that really pissed Jose off. You remember when he grabbed the belt? It was very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Speaking of manufacturing, you see Chimaev's trying to manufacture some beef with Colby Covington. He just like tweeted out a picture of Colby getting punched in the face. He's like, "I would never get hit. You're a bitch. I'll fucking murder you," or something like that.
Wasn't he responding though to Colby saying in like the interview that
Chimaev, I mean, maybe. Yeah, like
cum shot.
Yeah,
this was more recent than the cum shot comments.
But I think a day or two before actually the day that he sent out that tweet, Ben, Colby said that he wouldn't mind fighting Chimaev, who is a media creation and can't really fight. That's what he was saying about him. And Chimaev like put out the picture of him with the fucked up jaw and everything.
All I saw was Chimaev tweeting that out and then Colby not responding.
Yeah, well,
where he like called him a bitch and was like, "I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah.
I hope Colby gives him that opportunity. He'll push him right into the area that he want to be.
Somebody's got to.
Somebody got to give him that opportunity.
Yeah.
Dana White came out today and said nobody wants to fight him. So
that's actually something I wanted to talk to you guys about, and we'll get back to the Aldo fight. I was listening to Chael Sonnen. I haven't listened to any of Chael Sonnen's podcasts in like a few weeks, but I was listening this morning, and I want your guys' opinion on what he said. He said that he feels like if Chimaev fights at 185, he's got a more clear path to the title and would do better against Adesanya than if he stays at 170 and fights Usman.
Because he'll wrestle. Yes.
You guys think he matches up better with Adesanya?
Yes.
You think so too, Ben?
I think the road to Adesanya is a little tougher than the road to Usman, but I think he does better against Adesanya than he does Usman, if that makes sense. Like,
it does.
You've got some bigger, stronger wrestlers at 185 that he might not be able to handle as easily as he could some of the guys at 170. But
I don't know. Look what he did to Jack Hermanson. But
big boy. He's a big boy.
Bro, this is what shocked me. Okay.
I mean,
yeah. Well, no, this is what shocked me. And you guys have seen him. Chimaev is not like a hulking dude. He's a big guy, but he's not hulking. He's not jacked by any means. But if you look at it, I even think he could fight at 205. He's the same height as Glover, as Jan, as Yuri. He's the same height as all those guys. If he thickened up, he could probably do pretty well with those guys. He's 6'2", just like them.
Khamzat is gonna have such a long career, man.
He is.
Honestly,
if he wanted to go to 185 and then to 205, I really believe he could do it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're 6'2", you could fight at 205, and I think you'll do. You're not going to be undersized. He's not going to be, he's not going to be one of these short guys fighting big dudes. Like he's not going to look like Pat Berry or something like that, you know. But and look, out of the three champions, he probably matches up best with Glover out of those three. If you really think about it, because he could stop those takedowns and he could knock out Glover, I think. But obviously, he'd have to pull a John Jones and gain, 35 pounds of muscle, whatever. But I think eventually he probably could fight at 205 and do pretty well.
Glover does have some really clean boxing, though.
Who, Glover does?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he does. He does. What's
that
wrong,
power,
Ben?
That power translate a little different.
It does. It hits a little harder. Ben, what's wrong, man? Why do you look a little confused?
He's seeing something on television, man. That's probably AEW. What you watching?
Stupid sports highlights.
Oh, okay. What did you see the group chat? Brandon said that somebody was out there helping. Who was it? Hold on.
T-Pain.
He said T-Pain was out there helping Cody. What the fuck?
No,
what is AEW really doing, man? That like, don't start the WCW thing where it's like celebrities that aren't even like
affiliated with it in any way, shape, or form. Yeah.
Right. But and the other thing is, it's like celebrities that aren't even like that popular right now or that big of a deal. Like T-Pain's not like, it's not like somebody who's like popping off. Like,
don't get crazy now. Don't get crazy.
What? I'm just saying, if AEW had somebody, and I'm even gonna give your guy a compliment. If they had like somebody like Drake come out who's actually like big time right now and making hits and shit like that, it would hit a little different than T-Pain, who, yeah, he's been around a long time, but it's not like he's like the belle of the ball right now.
Yeah.
Man, what? You got a problem with them saying you only want to hear half of it?
Nah, I was just trying to see if he was picking up the steam in the background because my heater's a steam heater.
Nah, it's all good.
Sometimes it starts hissing like crazy. I was just trying to see if I could hear it.
It's all good, bro. So anyway, look, let's go jump into it because Tim Card is ready. He's over there talking about Aldo, man. Jose Aldo versus Rob Font. We got a little preview the other night. You guys both said that you think Jose Aldo is going to win.
I'm rolling with Aldo, man.
Are you sticking with that, Nico?
Yeah, bro. Until the day that I die. What you think this is, Will? Why are you trying to get crazy over here?
How you think it's going to go, man? Go ahead and tell me. How's he going to win?
I got him by decision.
By decision?
Yep, I got him by unanimous decision. Especially after the win over Munoz. Like, I think that he can do this. His boxing is looking very clean. I think that Rob Font is the type of dude that'll stand with him. So I think that this is one of his best shots at doing it, man. He's trying to make one more final run at the title.
Yeah.
Rob Font's on. Look. I respect Rob Font. Four fight tear, right? He got the Bellator bantamweight champion under his belt, and Sergio Pettis. Who else he got? Cody Garbrandt. Who else?
Marlon
Moraes. Like, he got some good names under his belt. But I'm still rocking with the GOAT, man. I got to do it.
I mean, Rob has lost to Pedro Munoz, and Jose just beat him. So I mean that that does say something. MMA math does not work ever. But when you get dominated by somebody and the guy you're about to fight dominated that person, it's it's got to do a little bit something to your psyche.
Jose got double the fights, man. That IQ is very high.
At least, right? Yeah.
This man, he's a superstar on the rise, or he want to be a superstar. Not even a superstar, but he want to be a star on the rise. He's trying to come through a legend right now. Right. Aldo is a gatekeeper right now. He is, but he can make another run at the title if he wants to. He can position himself to fight for that title one more time.
Look, if he wins this fight, I think he gets the title shot.
I don't think it's fair to say he's a gatekeeper right now. It's like doing him a disservice.
Nah, you got to get through Aldo if you want a shot at that title. That's a fact. You get through Aldo, they'll probably put you in that title shot. They will.
Hey, and I'll tell you what, man, they fucked him over when he fought Marlon Moraes because he beat Moraes.
I was going to say his loss to Jan, he was doing really good till he faded a little late. I mean, and then he lost to Volkanovski, and who the fuck isn't losing to Volkanovski? And
yeah,
he got screwed against Moraes.
yeah, he
So,
definitely won that fight.
man, I mean, this is a lot closer of a fight than I think people like. Well, like I think people who think Font's gonna walk away with it are just discrediting Aldo. He
He
looks
got the
good.
decision over Vera.
He looks good, and like I said, he looked good against Jan until he kind of faded there towards the end. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yep.
I like Font a lot. I think he's tough, but I just think he's cooking right now, man. He's
That
he's
pace is
cooking.
gonna be how are they going 5 rounds?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think he got this.
I just don't know if man, Font. I don't know if Font will be able to keep up with the early pace that Aldo puts out.
That might be hard for him.
The decision over Cody though. That was
Yeah,
a
but
5 round fight.
look at Cody. He's kind of fading a little bit too.
Oh God! And have you seen him down at 125 now? I don't think he looks
He
great.
looks horrible, dude. He looks
Yeah.
so small.
Yep. Hey, before I forget about this, one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in my life, and the dude is actually an MMA fighter. I can't even think of what his name was, but I did look him up afterwards because he acted like he knew everything. I was in like a group discussion thing on this. I don't know if you remember, like it was called like the UFC betting sharks, Ben, UFC betting sharks or something like that a couple years ago. Like everybody, like a lot of people that bet on MMA were in this group, and this dude was an actual fighter. But look, he had bet that Marlon Moraes was going to beat Rafael Assunção, and that fight took place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and Rafael won a split decision.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, this dude wrote in the comments, "Well, they fucked over Marlon because it was home court cooking." And I wrote, "Well, they're both from Brazil, so how exactly is that home court cooking?" He's like, "Oh, well, Rafael still lives over there, so that's why they gave it to him." I'm like, "Bro, you're a fucking moron, for real." And this dude does fight. Like I said, he had a losing record, and he just seemed like an idiot, but he had no idea that Marlon Moraes was Brazilian, or at least from Brazil. And I was like, seriously? That's not how home court cooking works. It's not like Rafael Assunção hangs out at that arena and
Right.
what the fuck.
This is in his backyard.
Exactly. But anyway, back to the Font versus Aldo fight. I think, in my opinion, I don't think Aldo can go 5 rounds very well anymore. I just don't see it. You just mentioned how he faded against Peter Yan and then ended up getting finished in the 5th round. Besides that, he hasn't fought to the 5th round in 5 years. Besides the Piotr Yan fight when he got finished. Before that,
His
the
last
last
2 fights were decision wins, right?
Yes, 3 rounders. Yep. But against Marlon Moraes, it was a 3 rounder, and he ended up losing losing a split decision. And against Volkanovski, it was a 3 rounder. This is the thing, though, man. I do think that Aldo will come out looking good. But after 2 rounds, I don't think that he's going to be able to keep up with the pace with Font, because I think Font keeps more in his gas tank than Aldo has left in his gas tank, if that makes sense. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and embarrass Aldo, and I don't think he'll even finish him. But at the end of the night, I think it'll be a 48-47 win for Rob Font. I think Rob Font wins rounds 3, 4, and 5 pretty handily. But, I was wrong one other time on this show, Nico, so I could be wrong again at some point, but this just isn't going to be it, man.
You was only wrong one time on this show.
Just once.
That man,
Just once.
that man lie.
Just one time, Nico.
Lie.
I don't lie, man.
I'm about to get off, man.
I don't even lie, man.
Nico, doing dirty with that boxing.
Nico Damas, if that is your real name.
Y'all know what the name is, man. Y'all know what the name is.
I feel you, man.
They love me in these streets.
Deep in the streets, man. I'm deep in the streets. Look, what about the co-main event? Brad Riddle versus Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev, is that how you say it, Ben? What's your pick for that fight, man?
I got. I'm gonna probably go with Brad.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I feel
What do
like that last fight had Fiziev and Bobby Green was the one that a lot of people consider that Bobby Green could have won.
Yeah, Bobby Green had landed him for sure in terms of strikes.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like strictly basing your next win off your last performance, but I feel like if he struggled to keep up with Green striking at his pace, he's gonna struggle to keep up with Brad, he's a monster. I mean, if you watch his last fight, you know how that guy can fight. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fought against
Drew Dober.
Drew Dober. Yep, that's right. That's right. Nico, what do you think of this fight, man?
I'm probably gonna go with Braverdale as well.
Yeah.
I think that win over Bobby Green can be a little
Misleading.
misleading. And then you go in and you look at the numbers and you'll be like, so I'll probably rock with Brad for this one because Drew Dober is definitely no slouch, and I think everybody was looking at him like he was one of the people that was potentially next up. And
Yeah.
I think Brad kind of handled that situation well, so I'm gonna rock with him on that fight.
All right. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm kind of on the fence, but to keep shit fun and entertaining, I'm gonna go with Raphael. I think the odds are pretty close. I think it's basically like even money right now. And I don't know, man. I think that if you look at Raphael's record, he's got a lot more finishes than Brad does. So that's something to keep in mind. But yeah, I mean, I thought Bobby Green won that fight too, but I think Raphael's pretty good. I think Brad's good too. I didn't really have a clear cut winner, but just so I can be on the opposite side of the co-main and main event this time, like I was with Nico last time, I'm gonna go ahead and rock with that. Yeah. So I'm picking Raphael because he's good, but also because I'm picking against Nico.
We gotta do it, baby. We gotta do it.
Hey, I got to be different, bro. But look, I got a clear-cut winner for the next fight. Leonardo Santos versus Clay Guida. I got Leonardo with the win. That's where I'm going with that one, man. Nico, what do you think of that?
I agree. Yep, I'm rocking with Leonardo for that. Although he is coming off a loss, right?
Yeah.
a loss that he faded in like the second half of the second round.
Yep. And
got completely separated from his senses at like 42 years old.
Knocked out. Yep.
I'm gonna go with Clay Guida on this one. I think if Guida can manage to not get caught in a submission, he obviously has the gas tank to fucking ride this guy into the ground.
Yeah, not get caught in a submission and not get knocked out.
I mean, I like Leonardo Santos a lot.
He didn't get knocked out versus Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Who?
Clay. He got that win over Michael Johnson. He didn't get knocked out versus him. So, like, I mean, like, do I want to go with Leonardo? Do I think Clay could? Shit, this is tough. I'm gonna go with Leonardo. I'm gonna rock with you, Will.
I just mean that Leonardo guy didn't. I don't remember who he fought in his most recent fight, but he gassed out and got knocked the fuck out within the last couple.
Grant Dawson.
Yeah.
Grant Dawson.
I mean, Grant Dawson is filthy though, and I'm not saying that Grant Dawson and Clay Guida are the same. I just think Guida, if he can manage to not get caught, has the gas tank and the abilities to ride this out and get a decision. So I'm gonna go with Guida.
Well, let me ask you this. This is a good segue, Ben. Do you know who Leonardo Santos' biggest win came against? The biggest win of his career.
He's fought so infrequently that I wouldn't be able to tell you.
All right, I'd say the second biggest win. Yeah, I was gonna say the second biggest win would be Efren Escudero. The biggest.
That was gonna be my guess. Was Escudero.
Kevin Lee. And why is he in the news, Ben?
Because he was cut
from the UFC.
He is jobless from the UFC. So they let him deal with all that stupid bullshit with him getting popped for his Ritalin medication or his ADHD medication.
Yes.
And then they just let his suspension be retroactive, and then they just cut him. So I don't know.
And he says he feels like the UFC was disrespectful towards him and stuff.
They knew they were going to cut him. Just fucking cut him when he started having the trouble to begin with.
I totally agree with you, man. They should have, but if he was being difficult to deal with or anything like that, then um, I'm not, I'm not making excuses for them. But sometimes coming back from that kind of stuff, people might, get an attitude or whatever. But regardless of that, I had said something the other day that I figured he'd go to Bellator or World Series of Fighting, whatever, Pro PFL, whatever. I know you said you thought he'd do some kind of boxing or something. I really hope not. I really hope not, man, because he's got good hands, but he doesn't have great hands, and I think he'll get knocked out. I think that he will not do good in a just straight up striking type of thing. He's got to be able to mix in his wrestling.
I think that the money will be there that he'll want.
Like that triad or whatever, or Triller, or
yeah, just something Triller, some Triller bullshit is what I see.
Bare Knuckle,
maybe
BKFC. Yeah,
I know that they're. I watched some. I don't remember what it was. It was some video, and they were like, they've found their niche. Bare Knuckle has and they're making money, so they're gonna continue to make money and sign these names and. It might not get to be ultra popular, but they're selling shows and they're selling pay-per-views or whatever their subscription services. So it's here to stay. Yep. So these guys are realizing they can make money there too. So I mean, I could see Kevin. I just think that he'll go somewhere that the money is at.
Gotcha. Hey Shay, while you're in the room, I just saw you liked our video. What do you think Kevin Lee will do next, and what do you think of him getting cut? You think he will go to some other kind of combat, or will he stay in MMA? Let us know in the comments what you think. And thank you for stopping by. She's in the Philippines. She does a lot of pretty cool stuff on TikTok and stuff like that. She's probably the #1 MMA reporter in the Philippines, I would guess. She's pretty, getting pretty well known on TikTok and different stuff like that. I think Monster Energy sponsors her. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, Shay, if you're still in here. But Nico, what do you think Kevin Lee will do? I hope we see him on Submission Underground.
You think he'll go PFL?
Yeah. I was telling him I thought Bellator or PFL. I was saying I hope we see him on some Submission Underground just because he is a good grappler. We've seen him submit a few people and stuff like that. He's got that wrestling pedigree.
Well, I hope he doesn't go to PFL though. Him versus Ray Cooper would be a murder.
Yeah.
Ray Cooper would knock his head off his shoulders.
He could drop back down to 155 and probably do decent. But Ray Cooper, you're probably right, man. That dude's a good fighter, and he wins $1 million once a year, so he's never gonna leave there.
Right, nothing. He's not stupid, and he's beating guys like Rory McDonald and these guys that used to be in the UFC. So it's not like he's beating tomato cans. He can still vouch for himself as being a legitimate, a legitimate fighter. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's actually signed a lifetime contract with the PFL to be in the tournament every year.
Wouldn't you, man? He's he made $2 million plus whatever payday he got for losing in the finals that other year too.
For real, he's on that Bret Hart 21-year contract that WWE was trying to sign him to before the screw job. So I could totally see what you're saying, that Clay Guida could be able to beat Leonardo Santos. But he's gonna have to be able to withstand that first round and a half where Santos is pretty dangerous. He's got good striking power. Clay's chin isn't as great as it once was. He's got good submissions. I don't think has Clay finished anybody in a long time? If he has, he may have. Let's see real quick. I just want to look. Man, the last time he finished somebody was Joe Lozon in 2017. I mean, he's just never really been a finisher, except when he was getting a whole bunch of guillotines and chokes. That was a good 10, 15 years ago, though. So I just don't see Santos getting finished, but I could see Clay turning it on and maybe winning the second and third round. but we'll see. And how old is Clay Guida? I know you said Santos is like 42. We'll see. How old is Clay? He's got to be about the same age, but I'll look it up just to find out. He's 39. Okay, that makes sense. I figured he was around my age, so that definitely makes sense. But yeah. So what? Let's see what other fights are on that card.
Jimmy Crute and Jamal Hill.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, you guys like Jimmy Crute?
Facts.
Yeah. Jamal Hill's pretty good too, man.
That's the facts.
They're both good fighters, and they're both coming off losses.
Yeah, Jamal Hill got his arm broken, right?
No, he got TKO'd by Paul Craig.
Yeah, because it was a TKO because his elbow got dislocated or broken or whatever.
Like floppy. Actually, I do like that dude. I'm gonna go with Jamal Hill for that fight because I do like him for that.
He wouldn't let go. He was like punching Paul Craig in the face instead of defending the armbar.
Yep. Then they were talking about was before it happened to him.
And then Paul Craig was like elbowing him in the head too from the bottom. It was a sick fight.
Nice, yeah. Yeah, I don't really like Nico, but I am gonna agree that I think that Jamal Hill will win, man. He's a tough dude. Now that you mentioned like how he lost, I definitely remember that. His arm was all fucked up and he didn't even want to quit still.
Mm-hmm.
While we're talking about the 205ers too, I mentioned earlier to you guys in the group chat that Jan is fighting Alexander Rakic.
Yeah.
And so, literally, as that fight's getting announced, Anthony Smith, Lionheart's on a podcast saying, I hope that Jan doesn't fight Rakic because that makes me the odd man out. Because Glover's fighting Jiri, Rakic is fighting Jan. That leaves Anthony Smith with nobody to fight because he's already fought Ryan Spann, Devin Clark. He's already fought all these guys.
Damn, yeah, that's true. Let me see who else we're at 205.
So, speaking of Jamal Hill, I feel like Anthony Smith's next opponent will be Paul Craig.
Okay. Has what's hold on.
Thiago Santos is fighting somebody else, Magomed Ankalaev.
Yeah.
So even those guys are matched up. So Anthony Smith he wasn't complaining, but he was complaining don't give Rakic this fight, give it to me. Give me Rakic or give me Jan, and then now Anthony Smith's waiting on the outside doing nothing.
Hey, but he's never fought Thiago Santos though, right?
Who?
Anthony Smith?
I thought he did.
Did he? He may have. I know they fought John Jones one after the other. Let's see. Because that would be a good fight. That'd be number 5 versus number 4. It's not an unreasonable request if that's who we ended up fighting. Let's see.
Well, like I said, Thiago Santos is matched up with Magomed Ankalaev.
Bro, yeah. If Santos wins, I would call for a fight with him because Santos actually TKO'd him back in 2018.
Yeah, on his run towards John Jones, right? He beat Anthony Smith. Yeah.
But I think Smith has improved since then, and I think Thiago Santos has declined.
Well, yeah, he's got knees left.
Yeah, so I think that could be a good fight, for him. But yeah, he might just have to sit on ice for a little while, man. If you said you think he's gonna fight who now? Magomed?
No, he's gonna. I think that the only fight left is for Anthony Smith to fight Paul Craig.
Oh, Paul Craig. God, that's a terrible fight for him too against number 11. He's number 4. Fighting number 11 is dangerous, man.
Especially a guy with jiu-jitsu like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the others, there's 6. Like you said that Paul Craig's 11 and Smith is 4. Well, 6 of the 7 dudes that are between Craig and him are booked. So
who's the one that's not booked? Dominic Reyes, because he's not fighting right now.
Yeah.
We'll call that motherfucker out of his little retirement.
Maybe you can get Anthony Smith and Dominic Reyes to fight, but it would make sense to try to get Paul Craig up the division for a fresh face. Throw him in there with number 4.
Yeah. I just feel like, and I understand that he's taking time off because he wants to let his brain heal. That's what Dominic Reyes said. You saw some stuff about that, but it's
Yeah,
like
dude. Scrambled eggs up in there right now.
yeah, I just feel like that dude. I think that I don't know, man. And I called it. I told you guys it was going to happen. Maybe not you, Ben. I don't know if you were around at that time, but I said that I thought that Jen was going to knock him out. I feel like he kind of like broke Reyes, man, because he knocked him out cold, and then in the next fight, like every time Jiri like landed a shot, it looked like it might just be the last shot that he could take. You know.
I think Reyes was one of those guys that got hot at the right time. He beat the right guys, even though they weren't necessarily good fighters or great fighters. I mean, and he capitalized on fighting the worst John Jones that we've ever seen.
I agree.
Because I agree with you 100%. I feel like when he got his lights put out by Jan, it made him gun shy of getting hit again. He doesn't want to get slept again, and it makes him not commit as much as he wants. I mean, he didn't watch the way he gets knocked out by Jiri too. Like you said, dude, he's taking time off to heal his brain. I think he just doesn't like getting hit anymore.
It almost reminds me now watching him watching him fight and get hit. It almost reminds me how I felt about Brandon Schaub after a couple fights in the UFC, where like every shot it was like, oh god, don't get hit again, please don't get hit again, and he would be like getting hit and like falling across the cage and shit. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where Dominic Reyes is headed, man.
Like Dom Reyes really thought that he won that fight versus John Jones, and I feel like after that loss, it completely just destroyed him.
Messed up his psyche.
Yep, his psyche has just been completely off since then, and then getting put to sleep by Jan after believing that you went toe to toe with who people say is the GOAT.
Yep.
Somebody who you probably looked at as the best on earth, and you went toe to toe with that person, then you got put to sleep by Jan. It's really just fucked up his mental stability, I'm sure, and has made his confidence waver.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I agree with you. I don't think that he beat John Jones. I think he clearly lost three out of 5 rounds, but you know, he was in there. He felt like he won. But to be honest with you guys, and I know I'm in the minority when I say this, I thought that Thiago Santos did better against John Jones than Dom did. I really did. But, you know, and I don't think either of them beat him, but I thought he did better than Dom did. But go ahead, Ben. I'm listening.
Oh, I just agree with you. I think Santos looked better against Jones than Reyes did, and I think if Santos hadn't blown out both his knees, that's a fight he could have won.
Yeah, I agree.
But he was literally stuck in mud with no knees to be able to move forward. So
and put on the performance of his life like that.
That just sucks for that guy because he's never looked the same since both of his knees. If you know what I mean, he's not the same fighter he was.
Yep.
So
those knees are an issue, man. Once you blow them out, it's never the same. Nico, you know, your dad messed up his knee, man, and just he'll tell you, man, it's never the same, man. Never. I screwed up my knee in my junior year in high school, and like luckily I didn't have to get surgery, but I've always had a little bit of an issue with my knee because it's one of those things. Every step you take, man, you're gonna you know what I mean. You're gonna be putting some pressure on it.
You're adding more mileage on those knees.
Yeah,
I'm talking about LCL and MCL during sports jiu-jitsu competition.
Who, you did?
Yep. My dad said, "Don't move side to side."
He said, "Just go forward."
Don't go side to side.
Nico said, "Dad, there's 3 of them." He's like, "Aim for the one in the middle. Don't move to the sides."
100%.
That sucks me. Yeah, the knees are the worst. And the other thing about it is you can rehabilitate it and do everything that you do. I just feel like you never truly heal it because you always are going to need your knees no matter what you do. You know, so it's kind of a shitty situation to be in. But anyway, we can get back to the card. The next fight is Brendan Allen versus Chris Curtis. Ben, I'm having trouble placing Chris Curtis. Is he newer in the UFC?
Chris Curtis is a guy that just recently fought in PFL. Had some bad luck there. Took a short notice fight for the UFC
And
against
knocked out Phil
Phil
Hawes.
Hawes. Phil Hawes was supposed to slaughter him, and he knocked him out cold. So I'm gonna go. I don't necessarily agree with this pick entirely, but I'm gonna go with Chris Curtis, man, because it would be awesome to see him win.
Nico, you remember that? We both were on Phil Hawes, and he got knocked out by that dude, and that dude had like he had the awesome post-fight interview, right? That was that guy? Yeah. Go ahead, Ben. I'm listening. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I just, it's Brendan Allen is awesome. He's an awesome fighter. I think his one loss or one of his only losses is to Sean Strickland in what was a hell of a fight. I just think it would be cool to see this guy who's been bounced around from promotion to promotion and never really gotten his shot. I think it would be cool to see him win. It's a good story. He's a cool dude. Chris Curtis, it would be awesome. So I'm going to pick Chris Curtis just because, I feel for that guy. That'll be sweet.
Yep. I don't know, man. You know what? I picked against him last time. He made me look dumb. I'll go with Chris Curtis too, man. Although it is hard to pick against Brendan Allen because he's a pretty impressive fighter, man. And he's starting a little bit of a roll. He's won 2 in a row, but I kind of would like to see Chris do some more good stuff, man. Plus, I just like the fact that his post-fight interview was hilarious with DC. But Nico, what do you think, man?
I'm not too familiar with either one of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the most notable win for Chris Curtis? Phil Hawes. That's by KO. I'm gonna go with Chris Curtis.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, I had this in my show notes, and I meant to tell you guys this when we talked about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump back to it real quick. The Rafael Fiziev versus Brad Riddle fight. That's got to be fight of the night. It's got to be. Look, Rafael has had in his last 3 performances, he's had 2 fight of the nights and 1 performance of the night. And Brad Riddle's coming off of fight of the night with his win over Drew Dober. I mean, if any fight was made to be pretty exciting, it's going to be that fight.
If not that one, then the Manel Kape and Zhalagaz Zhumagulov. I don't know how to say his last name. That one's going to be fire too.
Is it?
If Jose and Font go all 5.
Manel Kape, there he's sick.
Nico likes that guy. He told me about him before he started in the UFC, just about how good his stand-up.
He's a risen guy. He's a risen guy.
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking
Starboy.
Yes, that's right, Starboy. He
had
a rough start, but his last fight he looked really good.
Against Odie.
Yeah, even though he lost weight. Yeah, so what's the what is the other fight on the main card? Brian Barberena versus Darian Weeks. Nico, you want to take a stab at that one?
I'm not too familiar with these dudes either, if I'm being honest. What is this, prelims now?
No, this is the first fight.
This is the first fight of the card?
Yeah. You definitely know Brian Barberena.
What did you do? Just go through like 6 fights?
Yeah, there's 6 fights on the main card, right?
Damn.
Yeah. Hey, you definitely know Brian Barberena. You might not know him right this second, but a couple years ago, he went
Tony Ferguson, didn't he? Or
why is that name escaping me?
No, that's the wrong guy.
No, Brian Barberena went
Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, no, he beat Warley Alves in Brazil, and he was supposed to get slaughtered. And Alves was supposed to be like this, like, up and coming 10-0. He had just come off of defeating Colby Covington, and Brian Barberena was like probably like a 5-1 underdog, and went there and beat him in Brazil by unanimous decision. After that, I mean, Brian Barberena, he's kind of been up and down.
Well, he's fought Colby Covington, Leon Edwards, Jake Ellenberger, Vincente Luque, Randy Brown.
Yep. I mean, he's fought a who's who and lost to most of the big name guys that he's fought. Yeah. Now, if you want to talk about a gatekeeper, that's definitely a gatekeeper. where as opposed to Darian Weeks, I think for what I was seeing, he's undefeated, right? Is that right? He's 5-0. Now it's his UFC debut, and he's pretty much just fought in his biggest fights were in LFA, I guess, whatever. So I think this is really just to see if he belongs in the UFC or not. I mean, you got a guy with 23 pro fights against a guy with 5. You got high hopes for him. Did he come off the Contender Series, Ben?
No, but he had 18 amateur fights before
18?
he went pro. Yeah,
Gotcha.
he was 15-3 as an amateur.
Mm-hmm. He's finished every fight he's been in as a pro, though,
and he's had two pro boxing fights. He's 1-1.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Brian Barberina, he's good. He's always just one step behind like the best guys there are. But I mean, if you look at it, he went the distance with who was it? He went the distance with Colby. He went the distance with Leon Edwards.
I think he's done the distance with most of those guys.
Yeah. Luke beat his ass. Luke finished him with 6 seconds left. I remember that fight. Yeah, 6 seconds left, but it was a pretty
one-sided fight.
Was it?
Yeah,
pretty one-sided. Yeah. But I think it was an exciting fight because I think it might have gotten fight of the night. Let me look at that up real quick. Did he have fight of the night versus Luke? Yeah, they did. They had fight of the night. I think it was one-sided, like you said, but I think it was a whole lot of action. But with all that being said, I kind of like these upstart guys. I'll go with Darian Weeks, man. I'll take a stab at it because I'm not sold on Brian Barberina. I mean, he's just one of those guys where I just feel like he's kind of inconsistent. So I thought, I'll put that out there.
Yeah, I don't have a pick because I still don't know either one of these dudes. Even after you explaining who Barberina is, he's still escaping me.
He, I have to show you. I have to send you a picture because didn't he have like the really bad dad bod at one point? Yeah,
and he got the beard and the mullet.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick him though. I just feel like who he's been in the cage with is you can't teach that kind of experience.
Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree with you. I'm just taking a stab with the other dude. That's definitely not a confident pick from me. Taking Darian Weeks. And Ben, I'll be honest with you, man. There's a couple of these fights on the undercard that I don't know a whole lot about these guys. But if you, the second fight of the night is Alex Morano versus Mickey Gall. Obviously I know those guys, and I know Cheyenne Bays and some of these guys. But if you want to talk a little bit about the prelims, man, that'd be cool. We won't really do picks on them, but if you want to touch on some spots, man.
That Alonzo Menefield William Knight fight's going to be pretty good. Those are two big boys. Like I said to you before the show came on, that's going to be some big men slapping each other around. That Biggie Langston big meat slapping meat thing or whatever the hell it was. That's going to be them.
Hey yo,
bro, that thing that I shared you guys the other day, it just makes me laugh every time I think about it. Like fucking Bobby Roode telling him, like, Big E, they call me Big Bob. And Big E's like, no, they don't. Not even one single person calls you that and does it. Get this face like, you don't disrespect Big Bob. It's hilarious, bro. Oh my God, Dolph's timing with that was fucking impeccable, man. You don't disrespect Big Bob. And that shit was hilarious, man. But
and then you got Jake Matthews, who's on the undercard, who's pretty good. Manel Cape and Maki Pitolo. Maki Pitolo versus Dusko Todorovic. That'll be a really good fight too.
All right. Hey, this the guy who Manel Cape is fighting, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's going to be a really good fight for that division, actually.
Yeah. Okay. And that's 125. Yes, flyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool. And then the Mickey Gall fight. I think it's always kind of exciting to see him fight, only because of where he came from and what he did, and the fact that he's only fought in the UFC. So he's kind of like the UFC's shitty version of Antonio McKee. He's like,
they tried to make him homegrown.
Yeah, they tried. It's been a rough time for him, man. Really, the UFC's version of Antonio McKee, truthfully, is Max Holloway. Even though his first like maybe 2 or 3 fights weren't in the UFC, he's been in the UFC though for like his whole career. It just sucks that he did have a couple fights outside of it.
Amir Sadala, bro, he had every single one of his fights in the UFC.
Bro, I loved Amir Sadala. I thought he was fucking awesome until Johnny Hendricks knocked him out, and that broke his will, man. For real, never the same after that.
That was a bullshit knockout too, though. He knocked him out standing up. Remember that?
Amir never went down. Is that right?
No. Yeah, he hit him, and it was like, I don't know. It was at UFC 101. I'm pretty sure UFC 101.
What was that, like Franklin versus Dan Henderson, maybe something like that? Let me see. Let me look that up because
or maybe it was at UFC 92. Check UFC 92.
Okay. No, I think you're right. I think it was 101. BJ Penn versus Kenny Florian and Anderson Silva versus Forrest Griffin.
Right, yes, that's the card it was on. And he hit him with like an uppercut, and it straightened him out. And either way, it wasn't. I remember immediately as soon as the referee stopped it, like they both were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I think I kind of remember that too. I remember watching that fight. That's why I was. Yeah, you're right about that.
I just remember Amir Sadala's last fight was against Dan Hardy for some reason.
Yeah, Amir, man, he was so fucking good, but I just feel like they just tried to push him too quick.
He had an epic war with Phil Baroni. I remember that too.
With Phil, yeah, a broken and old man.
Phil Baroni.
Yeah, and I mean the Johnny Hendricks fight was only his second fight in the UFC, but I just felt like after that, man, it just
because his first fight was winning the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, against CB.
CB, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good season of the Ultimate Fighter. Actually, I thought. Because that was a good season. But yeah, what about that women's fight, Ben? Is that I know Cheyenne Bays is pretty good. I think she's won a few fights in the UFC. Yeah. I don't know much about Mallory Martin though.
I don't know much about. Yeah, this is the one fight that I'm not super familiar with.
Okay, looks like Mallory is 1-2 in the UFC, and Cheyenne is 1-1 in the UFC.
Her one loss. Oh yeah, she lost to Monster Rat. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, wasn't that the one that just kept doing the same headlock takedown over and over and oh god? I think that she ended up getting her ass beat in her next fight though, didn't she?
That was Monster that girl. Yeah.
She got Amanda Lemos knocked her the fuck out like quick. Okay, yeah, that is the same girl. Yep.
Dude, I remember that now that you say that. Holy shit. She just kept getting her in that headlock takeover.
Yes, my cousin Tim, I know you're watching, man. He kept messaging me like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why? Like, it was like just a hilarious moment in fighting because it was like just one move over and over and over. Kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Yep. It was like Big Brother just putting his little brother in like a headlock and just like knocking him down over and over and over, pretty much exactly like that.
There's boxing this weekend too, huh?
Yeah, Nico, what's up with the boxing, man?
Devin Haney is going to take on Jojo Diaz on Saturday. I believe that's on DAZN. Mm-hmm. Haney should be trying to make a statement with this fight and like really looking to be a ring general throughout the course of the fight because I think in his last fight versus who was it, Linares kind of hit him with some heavy bombs towards the tail end of that fight, and he was kind of like looking for the clinch and looking like he was in survival mode more so than being a ring general. And he's trying to get his name in that pot with like the Tank Davises and the Ryan Garcias and the Lomachenkos. So I think that he'll be trying to make a statement in this fight versus Jojo. But Jojo's no fucking pushover. He hits really hard. So there's that. That's on Saturday. On Sunday, Showtime, it's Tank Davis versus Isaac. Is that his name? Isaac Cruz. Um, yeah, I think so. So I think that that'll just be like another pretty easy fight for Davis to cruise through. You already know that that's Floyd's golden boy. Yeah, that's Floyd's golden boy right there. They should put him in that like pound for pound speak because he did move up to 140 and do that dude and stop him. So this should be a big fight for Davis as well.
Got you. Okay, that's what's
And
up.
then it was supposed to be versus somebody else, and Cruz is stepping in actually for this fight because the last dude, Rolando, was replaced. I think there was like mad sexual allegations surrounding his name or something like that, and then they had to pull him off the card.
Yeah, oh, Romero.
Yeah. Rolly.
Hey,
yeah, actually, it says in October 2021, weeks after his bout was announced, Romero was the subject of numerous allegations of sexual assault.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know Ben had sent me the other day about Luis Pena arrested again.
Yep, again.
Fucking scumbag, man. Fuck that dude.
Himself, man.
If he wants to call us on his one phone call from jail, we'll talk to him. But besides that, he's not allowed on the show, man. If he gets out, he's not allowed on. If he wants to call us from jail, cool. We'll talk to him and get a side of the story. But besides that, I'm not letting him on the Fight Gods, man. It's just bad juju for us, man. But hey, so I saw some stuff online today, and Chael Sonnen was talking about it, that the UFC is potentially looking at a Nick Diaz versus Kevin Holland fight. I was like, what the fuck? That's kind of out of left field.
I mean, I know Kevin Holland said he's dropping down to 170, but that I don't want to see that.
That's a weird fight, isn't it? I don't even know, man. Kevin Nico's over there.
Frozen.
And, yeah. Just let it go, Nico. Let it go. But
I don't want to see that fight.
I know, man, but I don't know why they're talking about it, but I'm looking right now at the Dana White thing. He said Hamzat is one of the baddest dudes that I've ever come across and is literally willing to fight anyone and doesn't care what the time frame is or any of that stuff. He's one of the baddest dudes that I've ever come across, and nobody wants to fight this guy. Everybody wants to get out on social media and say this or that, but when it really comes down to it, nobody's trying to fight Hazmat. I don't blame them. But at the end of the day, when you're a professional fighter, this is what you do. You should look at a guy with as much hype and as much bravado as Chimaev and say, as having a huge opportunity to fight them. So, yeah, pretty cool, man. He said that a lot of these fighters, though, are 100% scared of him. I mean, shit, I don't want to fight him. I mean, you know, if somebody else wants to fight him, that's cool, but I'm going to stay home for that one. I'll watch it on TV. The fuck? I don't even know. But, hey, I did want to mention, check out the Fight Gods page if you're interested in any Fight God gear. The shit is cool. We're going to have a bunch of stuff up there soon. Right now, we just have some T-shirts, hoodies, masks, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know where Nico is, and it doesn't look like he's going to make it back for the end of the show. But, Ben, you know, it's tradition that Nico always takes it to the house. But I'm going to let you take it to the house tonight, man, because that's just his thing. So
that's a lot of pressure.
You want me to set you up for it?
You should. I mean, I feel like it's only fair for you to take it home. Like
I'm going to set you up for it, and then you take it to the house. You ready?
I don't know how to do it. You got to do it.
I got you, man. Look, Ben, get ready. Ladies and gentlemen, pimps and hoes, you've been watching the Fight God show. Ben, take it to the house, bro.
Thank you very much for being here with us tonight. Will, thanks for having me. As always. It's a pleasure. Nico, even though you're not here with us in physical form, you're with us in spirit. it's like you know what it is. It's not Bruce Buffer, but or whatever Nico says, we're the fight gods. You know.
And we're
Thanks for
live.
coming by.
Take care, guys. We're out.
Take care.